Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we are plunging into, well, just this visually incredible world of animation and myth with Whitesnake 2, The Tribulation of the Green Snake. You probably know it as just Green Snake on Netflix, but believe me, there's a lot more going on under the surface here. So, our mission today, we're going deep. We'll unpack all the layers of this really captivating movie. We've sifted through articles, reviews, detailed film analyses, basically giving you the shortcut to understanding the story, the animation, the themes, and really why this film hit so hard globally. Okay, so let's unpack this thing. Whitesnake 2. Tribulation of the Green Snake. It's the sequel to the 2019 original, and this time Amp Wong is directing solo. He co-directed the first one, right?
That's right, yeah. And Amp Wong taking the helm solo here is significant. Production-wise, you've got Quidi producing, screenplay by Damal, a solid team. And, we should also talk about the studios involved, because that tells a story too. We've got Light Chaser Animation, who are just phenomenal, alongside Alibaba Pictures, Tianjin Mayan, and Bilibili, the big streaming platform in China.
Right. That's quite a lineup.
It really is. It signals major investment, major ambition, especially for Light Chaser. They've really leaned into these mythology franchises. This film kind of cements that focus, I think.
And when did it actually come out? Let's see. China release was July 23, 2021. And then for us watching internationally, it landed on Netflix December 1st, 2021. It's a fairly long movie, too, about 132 minutes. Original Mandarin, but thankfully really good English and Japanese dubs are available.
Which helps with the reach, definitely. And the reach was huge. Commercially, this film it exploded. Pulled in roughly $90 million globally. That's a big win.
Wow. Yeah, and the opening weekend was massive too, around $250 million just in the first 3 days in China, plus a $2.6 million debut just from IMAX screening. That's impressive, especially for animation based on traditional stories.
Exactly. It really speaks volumes about the growing appetite for non-Western animation worldwide.
Yeah, it certainly does. And it wasn't just about the money, right? It got critical praise too.
Oh, absolutely, not just money. It snagged Best Animation at the 34th Golden Rooster Awards.
China's top film awards, basically.
Pretty much, yeah. So that's a huge stamp of approval on its artistic quality, not just its box office pull. And then there's Dubon China's sort of IMDb Rotten Tomatoes equivalent. It scored a really solid 7.2 to 7.5 out of 10 from over 27,000 reviews.
That's significant.
It is. It shows that, the home audience who know this story well really connected with this modern take. Yeah. It's a great sign for how you can revitalize these classic IPs.
That's a great point, revitalizing classics. But the core of it, the part that gets you, is Verta's story, her journey. The plot kicks off about, 1,500 years after the first film, and the focus is totally on Verta, the green snake demon, Xiao King, and the start, it just throws you right in. Verta and her sister Blanca try to free Blanca's husband, Zhu Xian, from the monk Fahai. They summon this huge flood, but it backfires badly. Blanca gets trapped in the Lifing Pagoda, her magic hairpin is destroyed, and Verta, she's thrown into this bizarre other dimension, Azuraville, completely stripped of her powers. Talk about a rough start.
And Araville, it's such a visually and conceptually rich setting. Almost a character itself. It's this weird dystopian mix of modern ruins and ancient bits all mashed together.
It's surreal.
Totally surreal. And it's filled with spirits and creatures who are all, this is key, captured by obsession.
Obsession, that's the theme.
It's central. So in this chaos, Verta meets a few important people. There's Sun, who's kind of a guide at first. Then there's this mysterious masked man.
Yeah. His
story gets really interesting, later connected to Blanca. And Simon, the leader of the Raksha tribe, he becomes an important ally.
Okay.
And the film lays out this rule. You escape Azuraville by letting go of your obsession through the pool of release. But Verta, her obsession is Blanca. Her sisterly love and determination.
So she can't let go?
Exactly. She refuses that path. She chooses a much, much harder way, the Wish Bridge, which really hammers home that theme of obsession, sacrifice, what you hold on to.
Her dedication is just Wow. And that leads into this intense training montage, right? Building herself back up, culminating in that incredible fight, the climax against Fahai in the Black Wind Tunnel. We have to talk about the animation style there, that watercolor style.
Oh, absolutely. It's stunning. It's not just a filter. They actually developed tech to mimic traditional Chinese inkwash painting.
Like animating a scroll.
Precisely. It gives it this ethereal, dreamlike feel that perfectly fits the time dilation effect during the fight. It makes the whole thing feel epic, almost otherworldly.
And she wins, destroys the pagoda, makes for the bridge, but the masked man sacrifices himself.
A really powerful, poignant moment. Ties his story up beautifully, tragically.
Yeah, and just to give credit, the voice acting is great too. Tang Xiaoxi as Verta in Mandarin, Vivian Liu in English.
And Zhang Zi and Stephanie Schaefer Blanca, respectively. Really strong performances all around. And the ending, the resolution, is quite something. Verta gets back to her world, but it's 1,000 years later.
1,000 years.
Yeah, and Blanca's gone. But Verta takes the pieces of that hairpin, combines it with the bone flute left by the masked man, and somehow that act of love and memory reconstructs the hairpin and brings Blanca back. Or at least her presence.
Wow. That's a really poetic way to resolve it. Love transcending time.
It is. And then, of course, you have that mid-credits scene. The fox demon, the river monster,
Yeah.
definitely setting up more trouble down the line.
Always leave him wanting more, right? Okay, so beyond the story, which is compelling, let's talk visuals again. Because Whitesnake 2 is just technically brilliant. That opening flood sequence you mentioned earlier, you said it took 3 years.
3 years, yeah. A massive undertaking. Sources say they really pushed fluid dynamics, simulation, custom rendering. It was a huge technical leap.
You can tell it looks incredible, just the sheer scale and power of the water.
Definitely. And if you connect that to the bigger picture, like the watercolor duel we discussed, it shows this amazing blend of epic scale and like really specific artistic innovation. That inkwash aesthetic isn't something you see often, especially integrated so well.
No, it's very unique.
And what makes it even more impressive, they pulled this off during COVID. Apparently, a lot of the development happened with teams working remotely from home studios.
No way.
Yeah, it just speaks volumes about their pipeline, their dedication, managing that level of quality under those conditions. Quite remarkable, actually.
That really is astonishing. And thematically, you mentioned obsession, but there's also this strong sense of feminine resilience, when you say. Verta feels very much like a modern, independent figure, fiercely loyal, self-sacrificing, but on her own terms.
Absolutely. Her journey is central to that. She's not just reacting, she's driving the action based on her convictions. It's a very powerful portrayal. And you see that resonating in the reception. We mentioned the Dubon score, the 7.2, 7.5.
Right, high praise from the home audience.
Exactly. And it's global success on Netflix.
Yeah.
Debuting at #3 for non-English films, trending top 10 in like 30 countries.
That's huge.
It really matters. It shows these stories rooted in Chinese mythology, but told with this kind of visual flair and emotional depth, can absolutely connect worldwide. It breaks down barriers.
And thinking about the first film, Whitesnake, this sequel works on its own, but does watching the first one help?
Oh, definitely. Our sources agree, while there's a bit of a recap, you get the full emotional weight, especially Verta's motivations, if you've seen the original. What's fascinating, too, is how it explores different kinds of love. The first film focused a lot on Blanca's romance with a human. This one is all about Verta's intense, unwavering sisterly devotion. It's a different dynamic, but just as powerful.
A different facet of love and loyalty.
Yeah. So why does this film really matter in the grand scheme? A few key things. One, it set new box office benchmarks for Chinese animation, proving its commercial viability on a global scale.
Big step forward.
Huge step. Two, winning the Golden Rooster cemented its critical acclaim. It wasn't just popular, it was recognized for its artistry. And three, maybe most importantly, it really showcases the incredible progress in Chinese animation technique. That blend of epic CGI like the flood and unique artistic styles like the inkwash fight. It's pushing boundaries.
Combining scope and innovation. So what does this all mean for us, for you listening? Whitesnake 2 really stands out. It's more than just a sequel. It's visually groundbreaking. It dives deeper into the mythology, and it's anchored by this incredibly compelling heroine, Verta. Themes of obsession, sacrifice, resilience.
Yeah.
They really stick with you.
It definitely makes you think about devotion, doesn't it? What it means to hold on to something or someone that fiercely, against all odds. How that defines you.
Absolutely. So if you haven't seen it yet or want to rewatch it after this, Whitesnake 2 is streaming globally on Netflix. And if you like physical media, it's out on DVD and Blu-ray in North America since about August 2022.
So maybe a final thought to leave you with, thinking about Verta's journey. What does it truly mean to discard an obsession? Or maybe more relevant here, what's the value in holding on to one, sacrificing for it, for something or someone you love? And perhaps looking at how this film blended ancient myth with stunning modern animation. What other classic stories from any culture do you think could use this kind of bold, visually innovative retelling for today's audience? Makes you wonder, right?